All right, I have a buy or sell edition of Around the NFL today with some OTA storylines as teams around the country started OTAs yesterday. The stories started coming out. I'm turning them into season predictions for you to buy or sell. A little different than shot or no shot.
Cap, you ready?
I'm ready to rock and roll.
All right, one of the big storylines, Tee Higgins is not present in Cincinnati for OTAs and is not expected to show up to OTAs for the Bengals. Big offseason storyline was Tee Higgins not getting the contract negotiations that he wanted and demanding a trade out of Cincinnati. So buy or sell, Tee Higgins will be traded from the Bengals this season.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. They're trying to win. They got Joltin' Joe Burrow with the long hair now down to his shoulders. He's got the whole quarterback look going. The locks flowing out the helmet. They're all in to try and win. He won't be back after this year, but they are not trading him, in my opinion.
Yeah, I will sell that. I believe that he will return. He's not part of OTAs now. But again, if you're the Bengals, you're like, okay, can we just get something together? Can you just be part of the team? And, of course, everything's a negotiation, Cap. So Tee Higgins is just going to stand out. I would agree with you that maybe after this season he goes elsewhere. Bears. He goes elsewhere. But why can't he just be part of the team? But he'll be there when the bell rings.
Rock and roll.
By the way, some buzz on the internet this morning that the Joe Burrow hair photo that went viral yesterday, fake.
Oh,
really?
Not real.
You got ball sacked.
Yeah, there was some video of him at OTAs, and his hair looked about the same as it's always looked. He was wearing a hat, so it's hard to tell, but it certainly didn't look as long as it did in that photo. If you didn't see it, he had like an 80s perm thing going on.
He looked like Trevor Lawrence's hair.
Oh, I don't know if it looked like Trevor Lawrence's hair. Lawrence has like the weird straight long hair. Burrow had like the perm going on, little hair metal action.
Yeah, but I mean, there was a lot of length to it.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is more like Sunshine from Remember the Titans.
Or Danny Zetterman.
Good pull. All right. I want to ask about Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice. He is present at OTAs with Kansas City while facing multiple charges as the result of his car crash in Dallas. He's being sued for $1 million in actual damages and $10 million in punitive damages by two people who said they were injured in the crash. That's not all. He's also a suspect in an assault at a Dallas nightclub. There's been reporting that a multi-game suspension is expected for Rashee Rice this season. Buy or sell, Rashee Rice will play 10 games for the Chiefs in 2024.
I buy that.
Yeah, I'll buy that. 100% I'll buy that.
So what are we
They are
thinking?
not.
8-game suspension for him? Because that would put him at 9.
Well, it's the
Could be 6.
We have to play the game, Jay Moore. It is the Roger Goodell Random Wheel of Justice. 10 games, 9 games, 8 games, a whole year.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it is. It's Roger Goodell, right? It could be anything, Cap. The Random Wheel of Justice. Now, I'll be honest. It's better now than it was when he first got here, when he put the sheriff badge on, when it would just be 2 games for this one. What do I feel like today? I feel like 6 games for this guy, 5 games. Because a lot of this stuff is unprecedented. I understand. A lot of this stuff is just like Pete Rozelle didn't have to go through a lot of the stuff that Roger Goodell is going through as a commissioner. I get that. But it sounds like to me that because of the multiple things that Rice has done, half the season? Too strong?
So you take him out for 8?
I mean, look at what Shea just laid out for you there. He's got to get himself right in the head.
8-game suspension would put him at 9 games that he could possibly play.
Players Association would be much stronger in the NBA. They would bring that down to 2.
I think probably
I'm gonna say that he gets suspended like 7.
He needs to get himself right. And by the way, in those games he misses, Chiefs, they win 6 of those games. Go ahead.
Yeah, they drafted Xavier Worthy. They're all good. New Panthers head coach Dave Canales had praise for Bryce Young. Said that Bryce is doing a, quote, fantastic job in the Panthers' new offensive system. Buy or sell, Bryce Young will throw for 3,000 yards in his sophomore season.
Sell that. I don't care what Lou Canella said. What I'm saying, Cap, is that there's no way he's going to be able to throw that with that offensive line. Hello.
3,000?
Yes. That's what Canelo said.
Adam Thielen, Jonathan Mingo.
Wow.
Tight end Jatavion
Who's their running
Sanders.
game? Miles Sanders and who else?
I think they drafted somebody. Miles Sanders stinks. I think they drafted somebody, but I have to check.
I'm going to say that I'll buy. He does get 3,000 yards.
Sandwich bet Waddle?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
With that little guy with that offensive line. Cap.
Yeah. Deontay Johnson, Xavier Leggett, Adam Thielen. Still got Terrace Marshall down there. The running back, by the way, Chuba Hubbard was the one who kind of displaced Miles Sanders.
Yep.
And our lads thinks the rookie Jonathan Brooks is going to get ahead of Miles Sanders on the depth chart as well. Good signing, Miles Sanders. Paid him a lot of money to be ass.
Correct.
Brooks, by the way,
I'm going to say he gets 3,000 yards. We're worried about our guy getting 4,000. I'll give his guy 3,000. I'll buy that.
How?
Because they're going to be behind. He's going to have to throw.
The Sam Howell yardage path.
You see that, Shay? That just shows you, Cap. I mean, there's no analysis there. He's just friends with Canellis, and so he's just going to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's amazing. All right.
Love you, Lou.
All right, last one. One of the most questionable decisions last offseason, Kyle Shanahan's decision to fire defensive coordinator Steve Wilks after the Niners lost the Super Bowl, and their defense, really, especially against the run, regressed very badly last season. The Niners defensively just weren't very good. New defensive coordinator Nick Sorensen said he will call plays from day one, and he's going to change the way it was done. Steve Wilks was always up in the booth. Sorensen said, I want to look the players in the eyes when I give them the plays. I'm going to do it at field level. Buy or sell, the Niners will have a top 5 defense again.
That's a buy.
Top 5 defense again. I mean, they're so talented, but there's so many good defenses. So they got Nick Bosa, and they've got Kinlaw. Who's the Fred Warner who got banged up? Yeah, I'm going to say that they are going to regress a little bit. I will sell. They are not going to have a top 5 defense. Top 10? Probably. Top 5? No.
It's one of the few teams, Cap, that have it really well on both sides of the football. Talent on both sides of the ball. Balance.
Yeah, windows open.
Brother, you just laid out for us the top players on that defense. Unless there's injury, how do they take a step back? With your linebacking core, Greenlaw, you mentioned Fred Warner, Leonard Floyd.
Yeah, they did bring him in. Yeah, I'm going to say they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
That's something, man. That was a good question, Shay. San Francisco. When will they break through? Will they ever break through? Are they always going to be a bridesmaid?
Kyle Shanahan's got to prove he can be a big game coach, because chokes in 2 Super Bowls ain't great.
I don't know if they're chokes. I hate that word.
He blew a 10-point lead with Garoppolo.
No. He didn't blow it. His team did.
Come on. The coach bears responsibility in the NFL. He blew 28-3 in
But
Atlanta.
so did the players, Shay.
It's
and they
not
lost to freaking
Cap.
Patrick Mahomes.
It's not Matt Ryan's fault that Kyle Shanahan asked him to throw the football in the most obvious run field goal scenario ever, and it resulted in a sack and a holding penalty that took him out of field goal range. It's not. It's not like he made dumb calls in the Super Bowls. He just did.
I don't disagree. He's got to win. He's got to quiet the critics. But the guy's a hell of a football coach, A. B, it's a team thing. He didn't choke. The 49ers lost to the freaking Chiefs.
That's true.
It's not like some team squeaked in and beat them on a fluke. That's Patrick Mahomes over there. That's not a choke. That's just a horrible comment. You're better than that.
It's a choke. He's blown double-digit leads in the Super Bowl, 3 times?
Hold on a
choking.
second. He
He's a
wasn't
choke
the head
artist.
coach of the 28-3 thing. How did he choke?
He was
Dan
the
Quinn
coordinator that put them in passing downs in the fourth quarter with 2.5 minutes to go in field goal range.
Oh, my God.
And the result
Look,
was a
did he
sack
make
and a
mistakes?
hold. Just
Let me
run
tell you
the
something.
ball. It's no-brainer.
He's got a little control box on there, Dan Quinn, and he immediately Because I've asked coaches this. I asked Wani this. I've asked different people in the league. Hey, when you hear a play come through, he said, you absolutely could turn your little control box on and go, not doing it. No, we're not throwing the football here. We're
must have
running
missed
the
where
football.
I acquitted Dan Quinn here. I'm just saying, Shanahan putting the play calls in at all is
did not-
stupid.
Stop with the choke stuff. That's just stupid. That's dumb.
It's the control box's fault.
Dan Quinn very easily could have called a timeout and said, Kyle, we're not throwing the football. We're running it. Period.
I didn't acquit Dan Quinn. They both choked.
Yes, well,
It's not a choke, Shay.
You blow
They lost to
28
the
to
GOAT.
3. You gagged. I'm sorry. You gagged.
more times than not, you can blame the box.
All right, it's not a choke. It's a cough.
It's a cough. There you go.
Wow.
Jerry Jones would know that. There you go, Jerry. Coughing up the Johnny Walker Black.